Hi, and welcome to this week's workshop, Simple Email Marketing. This is the recording, so we'll start the actual record as soon as everyone turns up. Okay, so today we're looking at the simple email marketing. And the first thing we need to be aware of is we need to have a list of contacts to send emails to. So here's where our contacts live. So just to familiarize with that. And you'll see here, I've got some test data loaded in. We can have a play with this later on and to send the emails. So there's in high level of MarketerM8, there's two ways to send emails. There's a route called campaigns, which is very like it's the same as actually sending a broadcast email for something like MailChimp. That's really simple email marketing. It just sends one email. And then also we can use the automation to do more advanced email marketing. So we'll start with a very simple way of doing things. So obviously you're going to need some data in your account to send emails to, okay? And then we've got to then create our email. So there's different ways to do that. The first way I'm going to show you is using templates. So go to marketing. When we go to marketing here, you'll see the email tab. And from this tab here, this is where you would run your email campaigns, which is like a one-off email broadcast. And here's where you keep all your templates of emails. So we're going to look at the email templates first of all. So we click on here like so. You see, I've got one set up to show later on. Now, one really important thing to think about here is when you're setting this up is to create folders for your emails. Okay, so just think about the campaigns you're running or however you're running your account. But what you don't want to have happen is eventually you having 300 or 400 emails in here, different templates. If you're trying to find a particular email amongst 300 or 400, it's like needles in haystacks. So use the folders you see here. Yeah, so I might call it simple email templates. Or that could be a campaign name or anything like that. Simple email templates. I've got a folder now, and I'll just drop this email here into that folder. I'll show you how easy it is to move them around. Move to folder, simple email templates. You see now it's living in that folder. Go back. So use the folders to organize all your templates, or you'll regret it later on, I can assure you. Yep. So there's the folder. We can create different types of templates. Okay, so if I click on new here like this, we can see email marketing templates. So these are pre-built by GoHighLevel, and there is loads of them. Yeah. So if you want to use these, you're welcome to. You can filter by various categories of things, but it's basically find one you like the look of, and that becomes your starting point. And it's always easy to take things away from a template rather than starting from a blank canvas. So you're welcome to use those. One thing I would say about these is though, they do look very marketing right from the off. And also with the way the spam filters work these days, the more links you have in your emails, the more images, the more designed it looks. It smells to the ISPs and the spam filters that it's a marketing email. So there's more chance of it going into the promotions tab at best, at worst, not getting delivered at all. So I'd think carefully before using these fancy dancing templates here. But they're there available if you want to use them. Now, there's other ways of creating templates as well. So you click on new, move Atticus out of the way there. And obviously, we can have an existing campaign set up there. So we've already designed it previously. We could create a template from a previously created email. But then we've got a blank templates here. And we've got free tools to play with. Okay, so the plain text editor version, and I'll show you the one I built earlier in this later, is a very simple plain text email. So it looks just like you would an Outlook email or Gmail. It's just plain. The only difference being it'll have an unsubscribe link on the bottom, which you've got to have legally. So that's the only difference between a very plain one. So that's a plain one. Uh, if you want, not many people do this these days, but if you want, you can have a graphic designer design you a really fancy email template. if you want frilly borders and things like that, you can design it all in HTML. It's quite a lot of work. And every time you want to make an edit, it's a pain. So that's an option you've got available as well. And the third option, which I use the most, is a design editor here. And I'll show you an example of that now. Go into here. So when you first open this up, it doesn't look like much. Okay, so it doesn't look like much. But the way that this is a responsive email, so when we design this, it's going to automatically reshape itself to fit whatever device it's on. So if it's a desktop, it'll fit. If it's a small mobile phone screen, it'll rearrange itself so it fits, and it won't look like the size of a postage stamp. So it's quite a useful tool, this one. And I'll have a quick play with this to show you how it's possible, because just looking at here off the bat, it doesn't look like much, does it? So I'll just take off that viewing browser for the top. I'll just take that one off as well. Yeah. Uh, yeah. And I'll take that one off to show you the blank start. Yep. So it's we cre we cre we create these by using um, sections like this. If I drag this in like that, you've got content there. Then I might have another section here like bear with me a sec. Might have a two section here like that. And typically when you set up your account first time, you set up your template and then you'd use this for all your future emails. I might duplicate that one like so. You see, you can duplicate it and pull it down a bit and rearrange things. Like so, yeah. So here you might put a logo in here. So you click on here like that. And then when you click on that section, you see here I can pull in an image. Might be putting an image there, come back. I might be putting another image here, for instance. Some text here, like that. And maybe a button in there. You get the idea. You just build it up, start to build it up here. You click on here like so. Then we can import an image. Click on here like so. Upload from media library. There may not be anything in this account because this is the test account I've got, so I'll just have to upload something quickly from my stuff, as it were. Let me find might be. I was playing with something here. Where is it? Got a few images.
There's a few images there.
Yeah. It's all making sense so far, Atticus.
Yeah.
I was working on one yesterday. I can't see it. I won't worry about too much. I'll pull that one in here, yeah, like that. Yeah. Open that. Upload the image. And if I click on it, like so, it'll drop it in there. You can make it a bit smaller. See the side here, make that 200 or something like that. Make it a bit smaller. Here might be another image. I'll put one of my crazy images in here. Oops. Upload. So I might put the copy of the workshop marketing book cover here, like that. Click that, pop that in there like that. So you might put a book in there. I might make that 100, 150 maybe, like that. And I can put some text in here, yeah. See how you start to build. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but you start to build it out into a template here. You might drop your signature at the bottom.
It's the same principle as the work as the websites and funnels, isn't it? With the drag and drop.
They're very similar, yeah, very similar. You see here, I never like this grey border here. So you click on here like so, and you see you just make it full width. You just make those appear like so. You get the idea, but when this is sent to a mobile phone, it will rearrange itself to optimize itself, and it'll look different on a desktop, but at least you're not seeing postage size stamp emails.
Can we see the mobile phone version?
Oh, you can, yeah. That's just yeah. So you click on here, you see that's what I was looking at on the mobile phone. Not much difference really in that design yet, but yeah. So that's there, home version there. But with a little bit of playing about, there's so much you can do, and I mean, with this padding here, you can really fine tune each element of it. You see here, that's not a good example, but you see these sections here. I can reduce the padding, I can increase the padding. Um, uh, Click on there. You can embed. If you embed images of video plays, you never actually embed a video into an email. You'd embed an image of a video player, and behind it link it to a YouTube video or a landing page in high level, whatever you're doing. Yeah, you can just like I say, it's just just going to show you here. There's FAQs here, like a drop-down thing. I've never sent that one out. And if you want to keep your emails as simple as possible, try to embed that FAQs and image sliders. You're asking for trouble later on because it just takes it to break in a particular email client. So keep it really simple. As few, maybe one image per email, one link per email, so you don't stand out to spammers as a marketer. You're trying to keep under the radar, not be considered a marketer. Just that's a basic template there. I'll call it a basic template, basic responsive template. So you build your templates, you save that, and then you obviously reuse them over and over once you've got your sort of approved and agreed style. So now we've got some templates to play with here. We've got some data here. So if I want to send a simple email campaign, I can start from here. So if you want to send a one-off email, get rid of that. Create a campaign. Um, choose which template you want to use. So I'd use a basic response. I'd use that one. I pulled in the template there. I can make it edits to this particular email version we're sending out. Text version one. So I'm making a unique email for the version one like that. Uh, Click on save like that. Okay. Then we can send or schedule it. So we can schedule it to go. Yeah. So I can send it now. I can pop in my email address and sending it from, my name. Let's put a subject line in there, a preview line. So we pulled in the actual copy of the email. We're now just setting the sender email details, the subject line, the preview line. And here's how we select who we're going to send this email to. Yeah. So you might have a smart list set up or choose contacts. So click on here like that. And you can choose individuals or can select all contacts. So that's selected all 12 contacts in the database here. Um, or you may have tagged people. You might have ta lists of tags, so you can choose which tags you want to send from. So it's quite straightforward, really. If you've used MailChimp or anything like that, then it's pretty straightforward. When you're happy with all those settings, you just review and send it. I'm not gonna trigger that right now, and that'll just simply send an email on the day and time to the people you've selected. Does that make sense, Atticus?
That's good. Very clear.
That's a simple email, one-off email. And obviously, once you sent it, then in here, go back to the builder, go back out. Once you sent it, you see all your stats here. You see your stats, yeah, for your emails, etc. There. Okay, so that's simple. That's the simplest way of sending emails. Okay, now we'll look at something a bit more sophisticated. Okay, so here, look, we use the automation. And if we use the automation to send our emails, there's a lot more we can do. Yeah, we can build not just send one email, we might send a follow-up email. We can only do that really in the automation. So typically what I'll do is set up a folder in the automation called turbocharged email broadcasts. Um, and if you click in that folder, then again, it's organize all your workflows into folders again. And we'll just create, wait a sec, what did I set one up? And that we
New
should be in here.
templates. Oh, sorry, was it?
That was, I've meant to move that one to here before. Yeah. Yeah. So you go to turbocharged email broadcasts. And I've got one workflow set up, so I've got turbocharged email one. And basically, very simple. The very simplest. It's simply a case of uh, setting up the email here. So we pull in an action here, type in email like that, send email. Yeah, I'll just delete that one so you see. Yeah, so I'll do it again. So you pull up a blank workflow, click on here, type in email, send an email. Again, you set up the name of the email, the from name, the from email address, the subject line here. And then two ways to build an email here. Yeah. So we could use a very plain email builder here, straight out of the box here. So we could say hi first name, contact, hang on a sec.
Just scroll the screen slightly.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Yep. Hi. So I'll personalize the email, contact first name like that. Put some text in there. Yeah. Something like that. And I can sign it off on myself as well with my signature. So I can put the user, go back, the user first name, and the user signature. So this pulls in details from the user record, a user signature. Yeah. So that would personalize it from the owner of the contact. Yeah. So let me just save that text here like that. Test. And one thing I forgot to do at the start is I would always make sure that the workflow knows who the user is going to be, who's going to be sending the emails. So I type in user like this, assign to user and choose the user. So make that alias there. Yep. Uh, that's a way of setting up a very simple email in here with a very plain looking email. But as we saw before, we might have already designed a fancy template to send out. So in that case, we can override this with one of our templates. Yeah, we saved that now. So now what we've done, click on here, we've pulled in that template that we designed in the email templates earlier. If you're doing this, the first thing you need to do is always go in here, make a brand new copy of the email. So you're not overwriting your previous email. So I would save as a new template, version 2, say. And now that is a standalone email. We can edit as much as you like. It's not going to impact on the original version of it, which we keep as a template. So all your emails become templates in themselves once they've been designed. That's so now that is doing exactly the same job as the campaign version. If I make that ready like so, yeah. Uh, it's all set up, ready to go now. I've just got to add the contacts to the workflow here. And to do that, it would simply be a case of going back, going to contacts, yeah, selecting your list of contacts. You can slice and dice it using filters on tags and custom fields, etc. I'm just going to email everybody. I'm going to pretend to email everybody on this list of dummy data. I've selected all records. and I'm going to drop them into the work automation. Yeah. So I set the workflow, which is called turbocharged email one. Give it a name, email one. Again, give it a good name because this will be on your reporting later on, and you'll know which email you're talking about then. Email one, something like that. And here you can see, and then I can either send them straight away, just like you would a campaign, or send them at scheduled time, day and time, or send them in drip mode, which can be quite handy here actually, because what you can do, you can have a start time, you can send them out in batches of 10 every 20 minutes. So this is particularly useful if you're starting out with high level and you just imported all your data. You don't want to be blasting out a stack of emails when you're just warming up your email sending domain from your settings. So you would want to drip feed them out. And you can see you can do it between the hours of 9, 5 a.m., 5 p.m., things like this. You can you can be really be selective as to when the emails are going out. Probably more so than doing it by the campaign way. If I add to automation, that will drop them into then the automation, and it will then trigger this automation here to send out the email. That would then send out a simple email. Does that make sense, Atticus? Any questions there?
That's good. Can you see the statistics of the email?
Yeah, so if you click on here like so, there'll be nothing to see today, of course. But you see here, so here's where we set up the email, and you can see the individual stats here, and you can even drill in further. I could drill in further here and see the actual numbers and everything here. There's nothing to see today there. So that'll just, at the moment, I would just send a simple one email. But then you might just say, well, let's send another email. You might once you send that email, you might say later, oh, let's send a reminder email. So you might put a wait in here. And you can't do this with a campaign. Wait. You might put a wait in there. You might want to wait 2 days. 2 days. Yeah. And then send them another email. Yeah. Doesn't that just be, I could just copy this quickly. Copy. So you copy everything here really easily. Paste it there. So you can build up a mini campaign. So rather than just one email and that's it, you can start to build uh, a mini campaign, which can be more sophisticated. Yeah. To give you an idea what is really possible, but just take this one out here, delete that one. So rather than a simple wait, we could wait for them to reply to that email. So in this email, we could say answer yes or no if you're interested in getting more information from us. If they say yes, we want to respond with one email. If they say no, we might not want to send them any more emails, yeah, or a different message. So we can do that here. So we get much more advanced now. They put the wait, click on the wait here like this. Rather than using just a 2-day delay here, if I click on here and make it a contact reply, okay. So it's now waiting for 2 days for them to reply to that email. So yeah, so it's waiting 2 days. And then when they reply, we can trigger something else. So normally what we do is we put an if else in here. If else. Yeah. It might say replied yes, they are interested. So here, so just back here, and then the contact reply intent type is positive. So the system will detect on their reply to your email if it's a positive reply, yes, I'm interested in more information, please send me more information, or no, I'm not interested at all. Yeah, so that would be a positive reply. Let's just duplicate that branch now. and make this replied no. No, they are not interested. I just checked for negative. Okay, so you see here, so rather just sending an email and that's it. And now what we're doing is we're sending the email saying, are you interested in getting more information from us? Let us know by reply. They've got 2 days to reply. In that 2 days, as soon as they reply positively with a yes or a no, we can then put them down this track and follow up accordingly. Maybe if they say yes, they're interested, we create an opportunity for the sales team to follow up or whatever you want to do. Yeah. And just complete the story here. So say we wait 2 days here for a reply and they don't reply at all, we might then send a reminder email here. Yeah. So we might then send like duplicate an email. This could be a reminder email. Reminder email like that. Just put a subject line in there. Just to recap on what this is doing now, we drop everyone drop 16 people into the campaign. We send them an email. Are you interested in our service? They've got 2 days to reply. If they don't reply, they get a reminder. Hey, did you see my last email about our service? And they go down that track. If they do reply within the 2 days, say, yes, I'm interested. They would come in here and then we could follow up accordingly, maybe have the sales team follow up with them. So that's how you can take what you initially think is a simple send one email. It can become its own little micro or mini campaign. That makes sense, Atticus?
Yeah, it's very good. How
Okay.
many how many emails do you reckon you'd send before you give up waiting for them to reply?
Well, it's a bit like how long's a piece of string, isn't it, really? So, but definitely more than one. But in the first week, you might follow up quite intensely, maybe an email every couple of days to start with, and then as time goes on, less and less. But then I'd always be bringing them into like a regular sort of like we have the Evergreen campaign we run, where we're reaching out to people at least once a month, say. Yeah. That's that. Uh, Although another very simple email that can be very easy to implement by either method is what we call from the entrepreneur circle the free line email. This is often a very quick win, and I think the record with the entrepreneur circle is one member got a £1 million sale from it. Yeah, I just let me just save that one there. Yeah, and I'll show you what that email looks like. So coming back to our templates. So marketing, and this is the simplest email marketing you can get. I go out marketing, go to email templates. We've got templates, and up to here. So it's called the free line email, and this one is designed in the most basic builder we got. You'll see how plain it looks. So it looks like someone just rattled it off by hand. So this is the plain email builder. So the free line email basically starts with a subject line of just dropping their first name in there. Yep. There's one of the most popular. What? How do you explain this? Uh, I think everyone's favorite word is their own name. You know, if you mention, so if you're in a crowded room and you hear your name mentioned, you'll turn around straight away. Yep. So this very simple email, we just drop in their first name into the subject line. Yeah. And then you see here the copy is high, and you see here we're using a merge field to drop in their first name. Simple as doing this, going here and using contact first name, that field there. Oops. So hi, first name. It's been a while since you spoke with us. I just wonder you're still interested in looking for whatever you sell. If so, I'd love to help you. Ping me a reply or give me a call on such and such a number. Uh, so this is an email designed, if you've got a list of previous inquiries that didn't convert, old customers, anything like that, just send this simple email out to them, as plain as you like, um, and it's a proven winner and very simple to implement. That makes sense, Atticus?
Couldn't be more straightforward, really, could it?
Yeah, and that's really the sort of basic, simple email marketing high level. Do you think I've missed anything off there, Atticus?
You mentioned the user signature. Where would you find that to set it up?
So, you get a good point. So go to settings, go to my staff. I've only got Ilias here. So I'll show you that quickly. You see the signature in here? See, you design your signature in here. Yeah. And so any time an email user sets that person, it will drop in their signature from their user profile there. Yeah. Yep. And I think that's it from me. Yeah, on that one. And thank you for watching the recording of Simple Email Marketing. You'll see a QR code appear on the screen. So if you want to book a call with us, please do book a discovery call. Also, you can browse our menu of the future workshops. And I believe the next one is going to be calendars and appointments. So we'll see you then.